Okay, let's test our 5-volt power supply that we just put together. We want to make sure that we didn't make any unknown or unnoticed bridges, particularly from power to ground. We don't like power to ground shorts. So what we're going to do first is stick our multimeter into continuity test. So if we short, we beep, and head over to 2 parts. So if we're going to do right here, the ground to 5-volt test points. So you can put 1 test lead on 5 volts and 1 test lead on ground, and you shouldn't get any beeping. Okay? You might get, as soon as you touch it just once, sometimes you'll get a quick little beep just because the capacitors are charging up, but you should be able to sit there and not have any beeps. Okay? The other thing we should test are our 9-volt connections, so we can rest on those and make sure we don't get any beeps there as well. Okay, so here we have no shorts, that was me touching it, in our system. Okay. Let's go over to voltage now on the meter. Let's pop the cap off our battery, and first let's make sure that we're in the off position with the button, just to make sure that nothing bad happens while we're holding it. Plug in the part, or plug in the battery, and if you're plugging these in for the first time, they're always nice and stiff. So be careful as you put that in there. If you want, once you have this plugged in with a battery, you don't have to unplug it because this switch completely takes the battery out of the circuit, so you won't drain the battery by having it plugged in, okay, as long as it's off there. So now what we can do is flip on our on switch, and we're going to do this blue LED should illuminate, which says we have some power. If that doesn't happen, or if something weird starts to happen, then we want to flick the switch off right away. So we'll do a quick inspection. On, there's our blue LED. We're kind of looking, nothing's kind of bad any sort of way. We'll do a quick little touch, make sure that we don't have any heat issues. Okay, heat is bad. Looks good. And now we can take the time to actually measure, make sure that we have our 5-volt right bang on. So go to ground in voltage mode, ground and 5 volts. There we go, 4.99 volts, which is perfect. Okay? The percentage with all the parts and tolerances and everything, it's probably plus or minus 5% or so at most, but that all looks good. Okay? The final test is for our phone. So we're running a BlackBerry here. We don't care, the BlackBerry doesn't care about voltages on these resistive pins, so we don't have to worry about adjusting that or anything. Good old BlackBerry. So let's plug in here and watch for our charging icon. And sure enough, there we got charge. Right, so we are charging up our phone now off our supply that we built. Pretty sweet.